Buddhassa, Vandami Bhante. Welcome all to our weekly learning on Mahāsatipaṭṭhānasutta. This is our session number 73, and we are in Dhammavicayasambojjhaṅgaṃ, that is Seven Enlightenment Factors section. Our teacher, Venerable Bhante Vimalavamsa, is a Samatha and Vipassana meditation teacher, a Pali scholar, and a Abhidhamma teacher. Bhante has been teaching us Mahāsatipaṭṭhānasutta now for more than a year and a half. Bhante has been very dedicated to teach the real teachings and practice as taught by the Buddha, and many of Bhante's students are taking Kammatthana from Bhante and doing the actual practice. With my folded hand, I wanted to request Bhante to, having compassion on us, please give us today's Dhamma Desana Bhante on Dhammavicayasambojjhaṅgaṃ, Seven Enlightenment Factors section. Bhante.
Okay. Namo tassa bhagavatu arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavatu arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavatu arahato samma sambuddhassa. May Triple Gem bless you all. Namo Buddhassa. You know, this is Mahāsatipaṭṭhānasutta. Now we are in Dhammanupassana, contemplating Dhamma objects as Dhamma object. This Dhammanupassana, actually, you know, how this Dhammanupassana Buddha taught. Nivarana Pabba, this is the 5 hindrances section. And then you have Ayatana, you have Khanda Pabba, the 5 aggregate section. And you have Ayatana Pabba, that is the 12 bases section. And now this is the another fact. 4th one is the Bojjhaṅga Pabbas, enlightenment factors, the section of 7 enlightenment factors. And the other one is Satchapabba, that is the 4 noble truths. Now we are in the Bojjhaṅga Pabba, or the 7 enlightenment factors, section of 7 enlightenment factors. Then how you should grow this to attain Nibbana, and according to the Buddha's teaching, you should practice this meditation when you attain jhana. Especially when you attain jhana, then if you attain some kind of jhana, you must practice 4 element meditation, and then your materiality meditation, followed by the mentality meditation, and then you must practice the cause relationship, cause discerning knowledge, right? And then you are eligible to practice vipassana. And when you practice vipassana, only this Bojjhaṅga, or the 7 enlightenment factors associated with your meditation mind. So we're gonna learn today very much in this Bojjhaṅga Pabba. Lastly, I finished. Okay, what are the 7 enlightenment factors according to the Buddha's teaching? The first one is Sati Sambojjhaṅga, the mindfulness enlightenment factor. The other one is the Dhammavicayasambojjhaṅgaṃ. You know, Dhamma mean the phenomena. Phenomena mean your 5 aggregate and your 12 bases, 18 elements, and your Paticca Samuppada, or the dependent origination. And Satcha mean the 4 noble truths. Ariya Tangika Magga, 7 kind of purifications. So those are the phenomena, or 16 kinds of vipassana jnana, and 37 again you have 37 enlightenment factors, right? So such kind of thing are the Dhamma. So Dhammavicaya mean the investigation, analysis. So Dhammavicayasambojjhaṅgaṃ mean then this is the enlightenment factor of the investigation of the Dhamma. So this is the way you need to understand, and we will move to our second section of this Mahāsatipaṭṭhānasutta regarding concerning our Bojjhaṅga Pabba. Okay, that means Santangva, we need to go to first Desanā Pali. Desanā Pali means the Pali canon. Oh, this is the scripture, Pali scripture. Santangva ajjatang Dhammavicayasambojjhaṅgaṃ attime ajjatang Dhammavicayasambojjhaṅgoti pajanati. Asantangva ajjatang Dhammavicayasambojjhaṅgaṃ nattime ajjatang Dhammavicayasambojjhaṅgoti pajanati. Yathacha anuppannassa Dhammavicayasambojjhaṅgassa uppado hoti tancha pajanati. Yathacha uppannassa Dhammavicayasambojjhaṅgassa bhavanaya paripuri hoti tancha pajanati. So 4 steps with regards to this Dhammavicayasambojjhaṅga. Buddha mentioned 4 steps. What are these 4 steps? Santangva ajjatang Dhammavicayasambojjhaṅgaṃ attime ajjatang Dhammavicayasambojjhaṅgoti pajanati. What is the meaning? You know, this is regarding the meditator. Buddha mentioned this Mahāsatipaṭṭhānasutta because this is the one and only way to attain Nibbana, or the one and only way to realize the Four Noble Truths. One and only way to realize the Arya Attangika Magga, or the Noble Eightfold Path. So this is therefore this is the practical. Okay, Santangva ajjatang Dhammavicayasambojjhaṅgaṃ attime ajjatang Dhammavicayasambojjhaṅgoti pajanati. What is the meaning? When the enlightenment factor of the investigation of Dhamma is present within him, he understands that the enlightenment factor of the investigation of Dhamma is present within me. So pajanati means he understands. Whatever the meditator understands. So what meditator understands? Attime ajjatang Dhammavicayasambojjhaṅgoti. Meditator understands that enlightenment factor of the investigation of Dhamma is present within me. So when he can understand in this way, when the meditator understand in this way, Santangva ajjatang Dhammavicayasambojjhaṅgaṃ. When the Dhammavicayasambojjhaṅga is present within him, he understands that enlightenment factor of the investigation of Dhamma is present within me. Like this is the thing. And then Santang means present. Then Asantang means absent. So Asantangva ajjatang Dhammavicayasambojjhaṅgaṃ nattime ajjatang Dhammavicayasambojjhaṅgoti pajanati. Now, what is the meaning? Pajanati means again he understands. The meditator understands. What meditator understands? Nattime ajjatang Dhammavicayasambojjhaṅgoti. Meditator understands that enlightenment factor of the investigation of Dhamma is absent from me. So how he want to know his enlightenment factor of the Dhammavicayasambojjhaṅga is absent. So because it is absent within him, right? Asantangva ajjatang Dhammavicayasambojjhaṅgaṃ. Ajjata means within him or within somebody, within oneself. So this is the thing. So when the enlightenment factor of the investigation of Dhamma is absent from him, he understands that the enlightenment factor of the investigation of Dhamma is absent from me, like that, right? And then we reach to the third one. But according to the Buddha's teaching, third one. Yathacha anuppannassa Dhammavicayasambojjhaṅgassa uppado hoti tancha pajanati. Now you know what is the meaning of pajanati, understands. This understands mean not just understand. When you practice meditation according to the Buddha's way, only you can understand, right? So, what is the meaning of Yathacha anuppannassa Dhammavicayasambojjhaṅgassa uppado hoti tancha pajanati? Yatha mean here. Yatha mean many meaning for the yatha, but here, according to the Buddha's way, yatha mean here how, right? But this how is not the this how if you say yatha, right? But this include not in the beginning of the sentence, right? It is like in the middle of the sentence, like he understands, right? The meditator understands how the enlightenment factor. So you can understand now how, right? The meditator understands how the enlightenment factor of the investigation of Dhamma that has not yet arisen comes to arise, right? Anuppannas, not yet arisen, this Dhammavicayasambojjhaṅgaṃ, not yet arisen, uppado hoti, comes to arise, right? So he understands how the enlightenment factor of the investigation of Dhamma that has not yet arisen comes to arise, right? And then the final one, Yathacha uppannassa Dhammavicayasambojjhaṅgassa bhavanaya paripuri hoti tancha pajanati. Now you know what is the meaning of pajanati, penetrative understanding, right? Penetrative understanding. So yatha mean how. So then, but I told this how is in the middle of the sentence, right? In the middle of the sentence. So then you can say in this way, he understands, or the meditator understands how, right? Meditator understands how the enlightenment factor of the investigation of Dhamma that has now arisen in his mind, right, is developed and perfect, right? Bhavanaya paripuri hoti. Bhavanaya paripuri hoti means develop, and paripuri means perfect, completed, right? Completed. So this is the way the Buddha mentioned in this Desana Pali, and to get the real meaning, we need to move to the commentary and the sub-commentary of the Mahāsatipaṭṭhānasutta according to the Buddha's teaching. So now we will move to the Mahāsatipaṭṭhānasutta, right? Mahāsatipaṭṭhānasutta Atthakatha. Now we finish Sati Sambojjhaṅga. You want to go to Dhammavicayasambojjhaṅgaṃ, right? Dhammavicayasambojjhaṅgassa. Okay, now you can see Dhammavicayasambojjhaṅgassa pana Attibhikkave kusala dhamma peyyalang kanha sukha patibhaga dhamma. What is I will fill the peyyalang. That means actually this has been explained in the case of Nivarana Pabba also. So therefore, Dhammavicayasambojjhaṅgassa pana Attibhikkave kusala dhamma. Kusala dhamma means kusala and akusala dhamma, right? Attibhikkave kusala dhamma and savajja anavajja dhamma. Savajja dhamma, anavajja dhamma, right? And then sevitabba dhamma. I will explain sevitabba and asevitabba dhamma, and then hina panita dhamma, right? Hina panita dhamma. The other one is kanna sukha sappatibhaga dhamma. So like that, 5 pairs here, right? 5 pairs. So this is the dhamma, right? Okay, let's go. Dhammavicayasambojjhaṅgassa pana attibhikkave kusala dhamma. There are wholesome and unwholesome dhammas, right? There are wholesome and unwholesome dhamma. The other one is savajja anavajja dhamma. So savajja and anavajja dhamma. Savajja means blame, blamable dhamma, right? Blamable dhamma, and anavajja dhamma means blameless dhamma. So you should know there are wholesome dhamma and unwholesome dhamma, and then the second pair, that is the blameless and blamable dhamma, right? And the third one, sevitabba and asevitabba dhamma. Sevitabba means should be practiced, Dhamma should be practiced and Dhamma should not be practiced, right? Asevitaba means Dhamma, that Dhamma should not be practiced. And the other one is Hina Panita Dhamma. What is the Hina mean inferior and Panita mean the superior. So there are superior and inferior Dhamma, right? Or inferior or superior Dhamma. And other one is the final pair, that is the Kanha Sukha Sappatibhaga Dhamma. Kanha Sappatibhaga Dhamma, Sukha Sappatibhaga Dhamma. What is the Patibhaga mean? You know what is the meaning? Patibhaga mean the counterpart. So then Kanha mean usually evil Dhamma, right? Kanha mean that's like black, very black Dhamma, right? Kanha Dhamma. That means evil. If your mindset is very black, or if your mind is full with some kind of anger, temper, like that, uh, resentment. So when then your mind become your face become very black, right? So that is the meaning. Oh, your heart become very black. So evil Dhamma, right? Kanna Sukha Sappatibhaga Dhamma mean that is the meaning. Sukha mean pure, very pure Dhamma. So pure Dhamma. So therefore, Buddha said that monk, there are pure and evil Dhammas also, right? Pure and evil Dhamma. So I will tell again, there are wholesome and unwholesome Dhammas, blamable and blameless Dhamma, should be practiced and should not be practiced. The Dhamma should be practiced and should not be practiced. And then superior and inferior Dhamma, as well as the final part is the pure and evil Dhamma, right? Evil Dhamma. Buddha said in if you pay wise attention, right? Wise attention to that Dhamma, such kind of pairs, then this is the condition to develop your Dhammavicayasambojjhaṅgaṃ, right? Develop means, sorry, not develop. The Dhammavicayasambojjhaṅgaṃ still not arisen, then to arise, right? To arise. Okay, so then let's go with the Atthakatha. Tatha yoniso manasikara bahulikaro ayamaharo anuppannasava dhammavicayasambojjhaṅga uppadaya. Uppannasava dhammavicayasambojjhaṅga bhiyo bhavaya vepullaya bhavanaya paripurya samvattati iti evam uppado hoti. What's the meaning? Now you know the 5 pairs of Dhamma is there, right? All 5 pairs of Dhamma included in your 5 aggregate and your courses of 5 aggregate and your 18 kinds of element like what call Chakku, Chakku dhatu, Rupa dhatu, Chakku Vijnana dhatu. Element mean dhatu, right? So Chakku dhatu mean eye translucency or eye sensitivity. And then Chakku dhatu, Rupa dhatu mean the color, right? That is the object. Eye sensitivity, color, and you have Chakku Vijnana dhatu. That is the consciousness, eye consciousness, right? Eye consciousness. Eye consciousness also, Buddha mentioned here dhatu. Dhatu mean the element. So that means why Buddha mentioned this dhatu? Dhatu mean element because if you see the element, you don't see the person or being. That's the meaning, right? Those are elements only. You don't need to get attached. That is the meaning. So now you know you have 5 pair of Dhamma, and frequent wise attention to them is conducive to the rising of unarisen enlightenment factor of the investigation Dhamma, and right Uppannasava Dhammavicayasambojjhaṅga bhiyo bhavaya vepullaya bhavanaya paripurya samvattati. And to increase, to expand, to develop, and to complete that enlightenment factor when it has arisen, right? When it has arisen, if you pay wise attention, right? Wise attention only this Dhammavicayasambojjhaṅga or this enlightenment factor of the investigation of Dhamma comes to arise, right? Comes to arise. This is very, very important. So now, how this, in practical sense, how you should pay a wise attention to them. That's the very important thing. How you can practice, right? So, for example, actually, you should now what you should discern according to the Buddha's teaching. You should discern wholesome and unwholesome Dhamma, because Buddha said, "What are the Dhammavicayasambojjhaṅgaṃ? Atti bhikkhave kusala kusala Dhamma. Kusala kusala mean not the kusala and kusala Dhamma, kusala and akusala Dhamma. So that means you should discern wholesome and unwholesome Dhamma, right? Wholesome and unwholesome Dhamma in actually in different mental process that arise taking the object, right? Taking the object in the six kind of sense door separately, right? That is the meaning. So this is the Buddha's teaching. So that means you first discern the all mental process, and if you discern all mental process, when you practice vipassana, then you should understand, you should discern the base first, right? Base. And base, first discern the base. That means that is the materiality aggregate, right? Base. And then the mental process are actually you should discern the base, where your mental process depending upon, right? Dependent upon. So you should discern then the first of all, you must discern the base. So that's why Buddha told to you, according to the or every suttas, you must practice materiality meditation, right? If you do not practice materiality meditation, and if you start vipassana, your vipassana is not the real vipassana, and your time is useless. That's the meaning. So because according to the Buddha's teaching, if you wanna practice very real way according to the Buddha's word, right, you must practice. So therefore you must practice wholesome and unwholesome mental process, and this mental process, depending on the base, in the heart, or the sixth position base, that is the heart base, right? You should discern the heart base. And in the case of eye door, you should discern the eye base. And in the case of ear door, you should discern the ear base, so on. Every six kind of bases you first should learn. Learn mean not learn, you should discern in the meditation. After emerging from the fourth jhana concentration, you should discern those things. That's the meaning. That is the practical way. Now, how you want to grow this in the practical way according to the Buddha's teaching? That means, um, you know, when they are in the heart base, or in your mind, if the mindfulness, sorry, this Dhammavicayasambojjhaṅgaṃ, or the investigation in the enlightenment factor of the Dhammavicayasambojjhaṅgaṃ is present within you, you should know, right? And is absent with you, in you, you should know. And when it is now still not arisen, but if it arisen, you should know. Or how you should know how this unarisen factor, enlightenment factor, comes to arise. And then you should know how the already arisen factor of the Dhammavicayasambojjhaṅgaṃ, how to develop, how to augment, how to expand, and how to complete in your mind, right? Up to the arahantship. So this is the way you want to practice. You must practice. So that, because of that reason, you first should discern the base, and all mentality depend on the basis, right? So therefore, when you discern the mental process, whole mental process, if it is wholesome or unwholesome, you should discern every mind movement. For example, sometimes you have wholesome dhamma, wholesome mental process, like a wholesome in the case of wholesome mental process, you have javana, right? Javana, wholesome javana. In the case of unwholesome mental process, you have unwholesome javana. all that javana is bad javana, right? Because bad javana mean your anger is maybe there in that mind moment, your greed could be there, right? Your ignorance could be there. So therefore that javana is bad in the akusala side or the unwholesome side. And sometimes resultant mindsets, for example tadaramana. And sometimes when you focus five mental process, you have functional mentality, right? Functional mentality means functional mind mode. For example, panchadwara vajjana, five adverting consciousness is the functional. And when you discern your eye consciousness, that is the resultant, right? And when you discern the sampatichana, the receiving mind movement, that is also resultant. And when you see the santirana, investigation mind movement, that is also resultant. And when you go to the vattapana or the decision mind movement, that is also functional. And when you reach to the javana, that is kusala or akusala, or the unwholesome and wholesome. And when you discern, when you reach out to when you reach especially to the tadaramana or the registration mind moment, then it is like resultant. So you should discern wholesome, unwholesome, resultant, and functional, like every kind of mind movement within the mental process, right? Because we went many time to the mental processes, so then I'm not gonna go there at the moment. And so therefore if you actually discern, right? If you discern wholesome and unwholesome dhammas together with the resultant and functional dhamma in the particular mental process, actually you discern the four mental aggregate, right? Four mental aggregate mean your vedana aggregate or the feeling aggregate, sanya khanda, your perception aggregate, your sankhara khanda, that is the formation aggregate, and then vijnana khanda, consciousness aggregate. So basically four aggregate you can find out with, if you discern the mental process, each mind moment. If you discern in the mental process, you can find out, that is the understanding, right? You can, if you analyze, right? If you analyze and if you um, thoroughly uh, get into the mind, that is the vichaya, right? Vichaya, you are searching the dhamma, so dhamma vichaya, therefore. And in that way you need to the base, right? Now the base is the materiality aggregate, and then you discern the other five immaterial aggregate within the mind movement, and then how altogether you discern five aggregate, right? So after that you should discern the cause of this five aggregate, right? Cause of this five aggregate, because without seeing the causes that give rise to these five aggregate, you cannot attain nibbana. So therefore causes, right? And actually that means you discern the object of vipassana, right? Discern the object of vipassana. That means, in other words, this is the first noble truth and the second noble truth. What is the first noble truth? Your dukkha satya. Your five aggregate is the five aggregates are the dukkha satya dhamma, and the causes of these five aggregates are the samudaya satya dhamma. So many ways we Buddha mentioned these five aggregate and their causes, um, um, giving many names also, right? So you should practice in this way, and then take one object after the next, and contemplating as anicca for a long time, on seeing through the light of the meditator, right? Light of wisdom of the meditator. And dukkha for a long time, or suffering as long for a long time, or anatta for a long time, or non self like long time. Then only, while contemplating the insight knowledge, right? While contemplating in this way, the insight knowledge that arises that arises within your mind is the enlightenment factor of the investigation of Dhamma, right? So in this way you need to practice, otherwise your enlightenment factor of the investigation of Dhamma never comes to you. So that is the practical side I explained. So according to the Buddha's teaching, because Buddha said you should know there are ati bhikkave kusala kusala dhamma, ati bhikkave savajja anavajja dhamma. Actually, this savajja and anavajja dhamma also same as kusala kusala dhamma. You should, then other one is sevitabba asevitabba dhamma. You should practice the dhamma, you should practice, and dhamma you should not practice, right? So and then hina panita dhamma. For example, your hina dhamma mean evil dhamma is the hina dhamma. Superior dhamma is the merits dhamma. And kanha sukha sappati bhaga dhamma, pure and evil dhamma, same, right? Because a little bit different sometimes. And for example, superior dhamma means jhana dhamma is superior, and inferior dhamma, for example, wherever you created, right? When you created wholesome and unwholesome dhamma, like they were inferior than the than your jhana mental factor, right? Jhana mental process. So therefore, sometimes we can take like that also. Superior dhamma means jhana, inferior dhamma means the your karma, or we can say that is the sensual world mental process, like that, right? Pure dhamma, evil dhamma. If we if the Buddha categorized like that, pure dhamma means sometimes pure dhamma is the jhana, right? And then evil dhamma is not the other wholesome thing, unwholesome, right? Unwholesome thing are the evil dhamma. So like that, anyway, you should discern your mental process in the six sense doors, right? Otherwise, your practice is not the real practice, and you cannot attain nibbana. Keep it in mind. Okay, now let's move to again. I will tell. So then you have five pairs of dhamma, like wholesome and unwholesome dhamma, like five pairs. If you pay frequent wise attention, if you pay for them, then your unarisen Dhammavicayasambojjhaṅgaṃ comes to you, and already arisen Dhammavicayasambojjhaṅgaṃ expand within your mind, develop within your mind, completed within your mind towards the arhanship, right? That's the meaning. Okay, now let's move to the another section, another paragraph. Apicha sattva dhamma, right? Apicha sattva dhamma Dhammavicayasambojjhaṅgassa upadaya samvattanti. Moreover, apicha mean moreover, or furthermore, nonetheless, Sattva Dhamma, Dhammavicayasambojjhaṅgassa upadaya samvattati, and seven things that leads to a rise of this enlightenment factor of the investigation of Dhamma. So what are they? The first one is Paripucchikata. Paripucchikata. What is the Paripucchikata mean? Inquiring about the aggregate, five aggregates, so on thing, right? Inquiring. So if you do not know, while you are practicing, for example, let's say like you like you attain jhana, and then you are eligible to practice four element meditation. And then if you finish your materiality meditation and mentality meditation and the cause discerning knowledge, and then if you finish the lakkhana, the chatukka also, for example, characteristic, function, and manifestation, and the proximate cause, so on, for defining devices also, if you finish, and then you are eligible to practice vipassana. When you practice vipassana, right? When you practice vipassana, if your teacher says like you just enter into the jhana, first jhana of the anapanasati meditation, and emerging from the first jhana, emerging mean when the light become very bright and brilliant. For example, if you stay with the jhana concentration for half an hour, so then emerge from that jhana, and then you just advert your mental process of the jhana mental process, right? That means you need to advert your jhana mental process. That jhana, each mind movement has five aggregate. For example, base is the materiality aggregate, and then your mind and the mental factors are having four aggregate, right? Vedana aggregate, sanya aggregate, sankhara aggregate, and the vijnana aggregate. So if you are having any doubt about that, so you can question or you can inquire, right, with the teacher, how to see, how we can understand, like that. You can inquire. So that is the paripuchikata, right? Paripuchikata. Paripuchikata means inquiring about the five aggregates, so on thing. And then the second one is Vattu Visada Kriya. Vattu mean the basis, right? Basis. So what is the basis? Your internal basis and the external basis. So that means internal basis mean your body, and external basis mean your clothes and the things like that. Your clothes and the outside environment. So like that. Those are the internal basis. Visada Kriya. Visada mean purification, right? Purification. So Kriya mean the act. So the act of purification of the basis, internal or external, right? So that is the Vattu Visada Kriya, act of purification of the basis. Then that means cleaning yourself, your body, and clothes and outside environment, right? Again, they are gonna explain those things very advancedly, right? Indriya Samatha Patipadana, the third one. Indriya mean the faculties, right? For example, faculties mean Saddha, Sati, Virya, Samadhi, Panya, like faculties, right? For example, Saddha mean the faith, and Sati, mindfulness, Virya, effort or energy, and then your Samadhi, concentration, Panya is the wisdom or insight. So Indriya Samatha means balance, right? Balance, equalization. So then Indriya Samatha Patipadanata means balance in the five controlling faculties, right? And other one is Duppanya Puggala Parivajjanata. Parivajjanata means avoiding, right? Avoiding. Duppanya Puggala means that is the unwise person, right? Unwise person. So avoiding of unwise person, ignorant one, right? Ignorant one you should avoid. Panyavanta Puggala Sevana. Panyavanta means, the wise, right? So associated with the wise. And then Gambhira Jnana Charya Pachavekkana. What is that? Gambhira Jnana Charya Pachavekkana. Gambhira Jnana Charya Pachavekkana. Pachavekkana means the reflecting on. So reflecting on the Gambhira Jnana, right? Gambhira Jnana means profound difference of the hard to perceive process of aggregate elements, sense based, so on thing are the Gambhira Jnana Charya. Gambhira means hard to perceive the process of the aggregate like Dhamma, right? Gambhira Jnana Charya Pachavekanata. That is the meaning. That means Gambhira means again profound, right? Profound, because these Dhamma are profound. If you practice 4 element meditation, that is also profound. And if you practice materiality meditation, that's also profound, right? Because you need to pay more attention with your meditation mind. So therefore, Gambhira Jnanacharya Pachavekanata mean reflecting on the profound difference of the hard to perceive process of aggregate element and the basis like Dhamma, right? And then finally you have Tadadimuttata. Tang Adimuttata become Tadadimuttata. Tang mean this Dhammavicayasambojjhaṅgaṃ. Dhammavicayasambojjhaṅgaṃ Adimuttata. That is the meaning, right? So Dhammavicayasambojjhaṅgaṃ Adimutta means inclination. So inclination towards the development of the enlightenment factor of the investigation of Dhamma, right? That is the meaning. Tadadimuttata means that is the Adimutta means inclination. Okay. Now this our Attakatacharya or the teacher of the commentary, they're gonna explain with detail with this seven thing, right? Seven thing. Okay, let's see what their explanation there according to the Buddha, right? Because Buddha explained to them and then they explain to us, right? Tat paripucci katati Kanda dhatu ayatana indriya bala bojjhanga magganga jhananga samatha vipassana nang atta sannissita paripuccha bahulata. I explained a little bit, but according to this explanation also, I will teach you. So what is this? It says inquiring about the aggregate, because it says in this paripuccha katati khanda. Khanda mean the five aggregate, right? Inquiring about the five aggregate. So on mean seeking the atta sannissita, right? Atta sannissita, it says in this way. Atta, final part, you can see the final part. Atta sannissita paripuccha bahulata. Atta sannissita mean with the meaning, right? With the meaning, seeking the meaning of the aggregate, right? Seeking the meaning of the aggregate. So what is this five aggregate? How to practice? How like that? You can question your teacher, right? So seeking the meaning at the Sannisita of the aggregate 18 elements, 12 bases. So that they are they explain here. Kanda mean 5 aggregate, Dhatu mean 18 elements, Ayatan mean 12 bases, and Indriya mean, those are the 5 kinds of Indriya, like Saddha, Sati, Virya, Samadhi, Panya. Bala also same. Indriya mean, faculties, 5 faculties, 5 powers are the Bala. Bojjhanga. Bojjhanga mean now we are here, right? Bojjhanga mean the enlightenment factors. Magganga mean that is the factors in the path, right? And Jhananga, what are the Jhananga? Vitakka, Vichara, Priti, Sukha, Ekaggata. Samatha and Vipassana Nang, in the case of Samatha and Vipassana meditation, Atta Sannisita Paripuccha Bahulata. So that means Atta Sannisita means seeking the meaning, right? Seeking the meaning of those kind of thing we explained there. So you should inquire with the teacher. That is what is called paripucci kata. You don't need to ask any other thing, right? You just want to know what is the aggregate, what is the elements, what is the basis like thing, right? Nothing else. Whatever your current meditation practice, maybe some kind of meditation practice, you don't need to ask such kind of meditation practice, because it says you should ask khanda, aggregate. It says you should ask elements, right? So others, out of this explanation, you never want to ask, right? With the teacher will not attend to you if you ask in this way. Another way mean meaningless thing, aimless thing, right? No aiming. So those things teacher will not answer to you. If you ask about the aggregates on thing, right, then teacher will be glad, and I'm sure very a teacher will ask respond you very quickly, right? Okay. And then that is the paripucci kata. Now, the second one, Vattu Visada Kriya. What is the meaning of Vattu Visada Kriya? I told Vattu mean the basis internal, or whether it is internal or external. Visada Kriya mean the act of purification. So how you want to cleanse your internal and external basis. So it says in this way, Ajjattika Bahiranang Vathunang Visada Bhava Karnang. What is the meaning of this? Purification of the basis is the cleaning of the personal basis. What is the personal basis mean? Your body, right? Your body, and like your clothes, dwelling places, like thing, right? The personal. Okay, they're gonna explain those things. Yada his kesa naka yada hi as, right? Yada his mean yada hi as. He mean indeed yada mean when, right? He as mean of the meditator, right? Of the meditator. So of the meditator, sometimes of the meditator, he yada means sometimes. So also we can take, right? So of the meditator, Kesa Naka Lomani Digani Honti. They are, when the meditators head hair, nails, and facial hair are looking long, right? Digani Honti, Sarirangwa Utsanna Dosancheva Sedamala Makitancha. Ussanna dosancha, Sariram Ussanna dosancha, Sedamala makikancha. Ussanna dosa mean fault here, not the dosa mean another meaning of anger, right? This is the fault, right? Any fault in the body because of the excess of air element, bile acid, phlegm, so on thing, right? Usana dosancheva seda mala makkitancha. Makkita mean, that is the um like that is the makkita mean apply, right? Applying. Makkita mean like when your body becomes sweaty, then sweaty applies on your body, right? That is the understanding here. That means, the body is sweaty and dirty, right? Then the personal basis is unclear. They say like that. Tada ajjattikang vattu avisadang hoti aparisuddhang. Then ajjattika vattu mean internal basis, then internal basis. Avisadang hoti aparisuddhang. Avisadang mean impure, impure, and aparisuddha mean unclean, right? Not clean. So that is the thing. So when the sentence says yada, you want to start with when, and tada, right? Yada, then tada mean then, right? When and then, you should know like that. That means, I will tell again, purification of the basis is the cleaning of the personal basis, the body, and of the other one is the impersonal basis, right? Those are the claws, dwelling places, like thing. When the meditators head hair, nails, facial hair are looking long, or any fault in the body because of the excess of some elements, right? For especially air element, bile acid, and phlegm, like that, or the body is sweaty and dirty, then the personal basis is unclear and impure, right? Unclear mean aparisuddham, impure mean avisadam. Yadapana chivaran chinnang kilitang duggandang hoti senasanang va uklapang tada bahiravattu avisadang hoti. Then they say when his robes are old and decay, right, dirty and bad smelly, right? Chivaran chinnang kilitang. That means chinnang mean decay, kilitang mean dirty. Duggandang hoti, coming bad smell from the robes and the clothes of you. And sena sanangwa uklapang. Uklapang mean, that is the messy, right? The what called your abode, or the dwelling place, accommodation place of oneself is untidy and messy, right? Messy, uklapa. Tada bahiravattu avisadam hoti. Then the external basis is said like unclear, right? It is unclear. Avisadam hoti aparisuddham. Unclear and impure, right? Tasma kesadi chedapanena uddhang virochana ado virochanaadihi sarira sallahuka bhava karanena uchchadana nahapanena cha ajjattikavatu visadang katapang. Then they explain how you should get pure of this thing. Therefore, meditators should cleanse the internal basis by doing cutting his head hair and like thing, right? And virechana mean purging, right? Purging, that mean what called purge, purgated, right? So the purging both ends of the elementary tract. It says uddang virechana, adho virechana. That means both end of the elementary tract. If you if you purge, right? If you purgatives, right? If you purge them, then actually that means using emetics and purgatives, right? Then what happened? Sarira sallahuka bhava karanena, and then it which makes the body light in weight, right? Light in weight, then you are very comfortable. So therefore, sallahuka bhava karanena uchchadana nahapanena cha ajjatika vastu visadam khatabam. Uchchadana mean by rubbing the body, right? By rubbing the body mean whenever you have some unusual pain or something like that, so you should rub like that, right? Or if your body become dirty, you rub the body and put the things out, right? Things out from the skin. So like that, rubbing the body when bathing, right? Like that, you should cleanse your body, right? Ajjatik vattu visadam katapam. And suchikamma dohovana rajana paribanda karanadihi bahiravattu visadam katapam. How you should perform the external basis clean. In similar way, the external cleanliness should be brought about by how suchikamma mean by sewing. So using sewing machine, you can sew, right? And then dohana, washing. And then raja mean dyeing, making dye to the robes, right? And then paribanda karanadi mean, the actually paribanda karana mean by smearing the floor of the dwelling place with at that time how you should dwelling place smear, using some clay and smoothen, right? Smoothen and clean it. Paribanda karnadihi mean that's the meaning. In that way, you should make clean your external basis. Bahiravattu visadam katappa, right? Bahiravattu visadam katappa. And etasminghi ajjattika bahire vattumhi avisade upphannesu chittachetasikesu jnanampi avisadam hoti aparisuddham. Okay, aparisuddhani deepa kapallaka vattitelani nisaya uppanna deepasikaya obhasoviya. Then they say when the internal and external bases are impure, right? Impure, the wisdom faculty of the mind that arisen with the other mental factor is unclear and impure, right? Your meditation mind is impure and unclear. If your external and internal bases are unpure and impure and unclean. They have given an example in this way. Aparisuddhani deepa kapalla vattitelani nisaya uppanna deepasikaya deepasikaya obaso viya. Obasa means the light, the right light of the lamp, right? Light of the lamp, oil lamp. So how aparisuddhani means impure, right? Impure, it's like the unclear light of the flame of the lamp, right? That arises with dirty oil. Deepa dirty oil mean deepa kapalaga vatti telani, right? Telani mean aparisuddhani telani. You should take in this way. Aparisuddhani telani. That means unclear or dirty oil, right? Dirty oil. And then deepa mean dirty lamp, right? Kapallaka vatti mean, that is the wick, right? Wick of the the lamp, right? And vatti mean Kapala. Sorry, Vatti mean the wick, and Kapalaka mean the container, right? Container. So I will tell again. This is like if your mindset is very I'm sorry, if you keep your external and internal basis impure and unclear, and then your meditation mind also impure and unclear. It's like uh, the unclear light of the flame of land that arises with dirty oil, wick, and container, right? Like that. So you need that mean anyway your meditation environment as well as your internal basis should be cleaned. And again they say, Visadepana ajjattika bahire vatumhi uppannesu chitta chetasikesu jnanampi visadang hoti. When internal and external bases are pretty pure, then the wisdom faculty is clean and tidy, right? With its other mental factor, meditation mind is a reason with the other mental factors. So therefore, it's like, then again it says it's like parisuddhani deepa kapal vattitelani nisaya uppanna deepasikaya obaso via. Then it's like a clean light of the flame of the lamp that rises with tidy oil and wick and container, right? Tena buttang vattu visada kiriya Dhammavicayasambojjhaṅgassa uppadaya samvattati. Because of that reason, it is stated like keeping the basis clean leads to arise the investigation enlightenment factor. So this is very important. You to grow your investigation enlightenment factor while practicing the meditation in Buddha's way, and then you can attain Nibbana. So the second thing, Indriya Samatta Patipadana, right? What is this meaning? Indriya Samatta Patipadana. Nama, what is the Indriya Samatta Patipadana? Mean balancing the controlling faculties, right? Faculties. Nama Saddhadinam Indriyanam Samabhava Karana. So, Saddha Adi, Saddha so on, Saddha, Sati, Virya, Samadhi, Panya like Indriya, right? Indriya, all the faculties. So therefore, Samabhava Karana, right? So, Saddha so on 5 faculties, balancing or equalizing, right? Equalizing. That is the meaning of this Indriya Samatta Patipadana Tami, right? Sache his Saddindriyang Balavang hoti, right? Itarani Mandani, Tato Virindriyang Paggakichang, Satindriyang Upattana Kichang, Samadindriyang Avikhepa Kichang, Panyindriyang Dasana Kichang, Katung na Sakoti. Now what happened if you do not make balance them, right? So actually you should balance three pairs. The first one is you should balance your saddha. Actually, this I explained in the case of in the case of Anapanapabba, right? Anapanapabba, when I explain Anapanasati meditation in deep Dhamma desana, I explain this how to make your faculty balance, right? Where also I explained, but again this has come to account, so therefore I will give again, right? So you should balance 3 pairs. The first pair is the Saddha Panya pair, right? Saddha and Panya pair. So Saddha means your faith and or confidence in the Buddha's teaching, and then the other one is the wisdom or the insight knowledge. Saddha and Panya. The other thing is the second pair is the Virya Samadhi, right? Virya and Samadhi, effort and the concentration you should balance, right? And then finally you should balance Samadhi Panya, concentration and the wisdom. So those 3 pairs you should balance. If you do not balance this thing, usually you can't attain to the jhana also, right? You can't attain. For example, if you are practicing Anapanasati meditation, wherever you get jhana finally, this balancing, the case of balancing of the faculties must be there. Otherwise, you cannot attain the jhana. And while you are practicing jhana, and if you practice vipassana the way as Buddhas taught, if you practice vipassana, then when you attain the magga and phala, or when you attain path and fruition knowledge, taking the nibbana as subject, then of course you should practice, you should balance these three pairs. Otherwise, you never attain to the nibbana. So in this way, you should understand what are the three pairs you should balance. And in this section, they actually explain very widely how you want to balance this thing, right? Okay, let's see. Sache his saddindriyang balavang hoti. If sache mean if, him in indeed, his us he us become his such a his, so us mean of the meditator, right? If the meditators saddindriya balavang hoti, if the meditators the faith faculty, right, faculty of faith is more strong, balavang hoti, itarani mandani, the others are weakening, right? Others are not fleeting, right? Others are not strong, but your saddha is more strong, right? Saddha more strong, and then what happened, right? More strong saddha towards an overactivity like thing, right? Saddha outstrips the faith faculty. Faith faculty is more strong towards the overactivity level, and then what happened? The other four faculties are less strong. Then what? Then they say itarani mandani. The other four faculties are less strong. Manda mean less strong. Balava mean more strong, right? Tato, and then virindriyan pagghakichang katum na sakoti. You should go at the end of the sentence, right? Virindriyan pagghakichang katum na sakoti. At the end of the sentence, you can see the katum na sakoti. That means your what called then the effort faculty is unable to perform its function, that is the giving energy perfectly to the associated mental factors, right? Paggaha kichang mean giving energy towards the to the other mental factors, associated mental factors. Then your virindriya is virindriya cannot perform its good function, that is the giving energy. And satindriyan upaṭṭhāna kiccang katum na sakkoti. Katum na sakkoti you should take at the last of the sentence, at the end of the sentence. So that means what is the mindfulness? Mindfulness faculty is incapable of performing its function. That is the attending to the object. Upaṭṭhāna kicca means attending to the object again and again continuously, right? That is the upaṭṭhāna kicca. And samadindriyan avikhepa kiccang katun na sakkoti. Avikhepa means that is the non-distraction, right? Non-distraction. So concentration is not able to do the work of distraction, right? Or we can say rejecting the distraction, right? Rejecting the distraction, that function cannot be performed by the concentration, right? And finally, Panyendriyan Dasana Kichang Katum na Sakoti. Dasana Kichang means seeing the things as it is. What is called Dasana Kicha. Kicha means function. So therefore, wisdom is not able to see the object according to its ultimate nature, right? Ultimate reality. So then wisdom is not able to see the object according to its ultimate reality. So that means it says in Tika, let's move to the Tika, what it says. Tika says, like you go to Dhammavicayasambojjhaṅgaṃ, Paripucchikata, not the Paripucchikata, then you go to Samabhava Karana. Sentence, Rupagatangvya Chakkuna, Yena Yathavato Visayabhavang Passati Tang Dasena Kichanga. What is the meaning? Rupagatam viya chakkuna, yena chakkuna, rupagatam viya. And that means as if one was seeing physical stuff, right? Rupagatam means physical stuff. Yathavato means as it really is, as the Dhamma really are, right? As Dhamma really are, you should see, right? You should see. That is what is called dasana kicca. That is the dasana kicca. Vise bhavang pasati mean that is the um, object, and the other the field you can see as if you are seen by the eye, right? So in this way, chakkuna, right? Rupa gatange chakkuna, yena chakkuna. So that is the dasana kicca. The Sittika explain in this way. Then again, let's move to the Khatum na Sakoti, Tika, right? Tika. What is Khatum na Sakoti? Is unable to perform its function. That is the meaning. Khatum na Sakoti. What is the Balavata Sadindriyena Abhibhutatta? Balavata Sadindriyena Abhibhutatta. That means its function is unable to perform because it is overwhelmed by overactivity of the faith, right? Balavata Sadindriyena, overactivity. Balavata means overactivity of the faith, right? Abhibhutatta, overwhelmed, right? So what is the mean? Its function is that mean in the case of every factors, right? The factors function. Factors mean not the factors. Actually, those are the factors. But this is the what called, that is the balancing faculties, right? Factors of the balancing faculties. So factors of the balancing faculties, each function is unable to perform mean it is overwhelmed by overactivity of faith, right? It is overwhelmed by the overactivity of the mindfulness. Sorry, not mindfulness. Then the what called effort, right? Overactivity of the no, they are not there, but I am telling, right? Overactivity of the concentration, overactivity of the inside knowledge. So such kind of, right? So then so that is the thing, right? Overactivity. If some one factor is overactive, then the whole factors cannot perform their function, right? And then why saddha become overactive, right? It says in this way, it says in this way, okay. Sahajata dhammesu hi indattam karontanam සහ පවත්තමානං ධම්මානං ඒකරසතාව වශයෙන් අත්ථ සිද්ධි න අඤ්ඤතා. Okay, that means why saddha become overactive? Okay, let's move to actually saddha become overactive in this way, right? Because okay, I will tell. In the beginning, sorry, a little bit. Yeah, in the beginning, right? In the beginning, let's move to beginning. Samabhava karananti, right? In the beginning of the sentence, Samabhava karananti, Kichato anunadika bhava karanam. What is the samabhava karanam? Equalization, right? What is the equalization mean? Kichato anunadi bhava karanam. Functionally, kichato mean functionally, get balance. Get balance means it doesn't go towards the overactivity and it doesn't go to the less activity. That's the meaning. Saddhiya vastusmin pachyavasena adimukha kichassa patutar bhavena panyaya avisadataya viryanancha sitilatadi na Saddindriyam balavang hoti. Saddindriyam balavang hoti means saddha become overactive, right? Saddha become overactive. Why? There are causes. The first one is saddhiya vattusminhi pachyevasena. The first one is pachyevasena mean through a condition, right? So it occurs, this overactivity occurs through a condition in regard to saddhiya vastusmin, a believable object, right? With regards to believable object. For example, what are the believable object? The Buddha is believable object, Dhamma is believable object, Sangha, so on thing, right? So those are the believable objects. Saddhiya vattusmi. So why the Saddha become overactive? Then Tika pointed out in this way at the beginning of the sentence, it occurs through a condition in regard to believable object, right? Saddhya vastumi. Other one is Adimukha kichasa patutara bhava. Patutara mean, that is the excessive, right? Excessive. Adimukha kicha mean through the excessive seal of the function of the faith, right? So Adimukha kichasa patutara bhavena. Through excessive zeal of the function of the faith. And the other one is panyaya avisadataya. Visadataya mean impure, avisada mean not impure. So then because of unclearness of the wisdom, right? Because of unclearness of the wisdom, then your saddha become overactive. And virya dinancha sitilatadina saddindriyam balavang hotiya. The other one is because of the laxity. Sitila means laxity, right? Because of the laxity of effort, laxity of mindfulness, laxity of the concentration, laxity of the especially those things. Also, if the situation is like that, your saddha become overactive, right? Saddha become overactive. Okay, now let's move again to the Atthakatha, right? Again to the Atthakatha, because this information very important. That's why I moved there. And then let's move to Atthakatha. It says Tasma tang Dhamma sabhava pacchavekkhanena va yathava manasikaroto balavang jatang tata amanasi karena hape tabbang. Hape tabbang means you should weighing it, right? Weighing it. You should dwindle it. Hape tabbang. So then that means we will tasma. Therefore, tang dhamma sabhava, because if the saddindriya or the faculty of faith is overactive, right? Balavang, overactive, then what you want to do is, because it leads to other faculties less active, right? So therefore, you should balance this. How you should balance? Tasma tang dhamma sabhava pacchavekkhanena va. On the first one is there. Tasma tang dhamma sabhava tasma tang means saddindriyam. Dhamma sabhava pacchavekkhanena va. What called? Hape tabbang, right? Hape tabbang. At the end of sentence, you need to go. That means, therefore, that overactivity of the faith should be made to wane or neglect or reduce, right? By reflecting on phenomenal nature of the things. Dhamma sabhava pacchavekkana. Reflecting on the phenomenal nature of the things, that should be believing, right? That should be believing. So Dhamma sabhava pacchavekkana. Again, you review, right? Reflect on the phenomenal nature of the things, right? And then you understand it as it is, reality. Then your saddindriya become less strong, right? Less strong mean not less strong, it comes into the balance level. That's the meaning. And the second method, right? Second method, yathava manasikarato balavanda jatan tata amanasikaren. When you, by not paying attention to that increased saddha or the overactivity, not paying attention to that which causes faith to become excessive, right? Faith to become excessive. You don't need to pay attention to that thing. For example, we took why your overactivity happened in the case of Sadindriya, or in the case of faculty of Saddha, because three things, right? Because it occurs through the condition in regard to the believable object, right? Believable object. The other thing is excessive seal of function of the faith. And the other thing is uncleanness of the wisdom and the laxity of the efforts on other factors. So those are the things, and you should actually uh, uh, by paying not attention, right? Not paying attention to those things, right? Then in what factor, in what way your faith faculty become excessive, then you don't need to pay for that the condition that leads to faith faculty become excessive, right? That is the meaning. Yatha manasikaroto balavanjatan tata amanisikarena hapetabba. You should wane it. You should neglect it. Okay. So then, what is the? We will move to what is Dhamma Sabhava Pachavekkana, right? Tika, right? More details are in Tika now. What is Dhamma Sabhava Pachavekkana? Let's move a little below. You can see Dhamma Sabhava Pachavekkanenati, right? Tika, in the Tika, in the case of Tika. Tika, go to the Tika. Dhamma Sabhava, Dhamma Sabhava Pachavekkane Yes, sir. Saddeya. What is the meaning of Dhamma Sabhava Pachavekkana? You know, Pachavekkana means reflecting on Dhamma Sabhava, the phenomenal nature of the things, right? The reflecting on phenomenal nature of the things mean Yassa Saddeyassa Vatuno Ulara Tadi Gune Adimunchanassa Satisaya Pavatya Saddindriyang Balavanjatang Tassa Pachaya Pachupanna Pachupannatadi Vibhagato Yathavato Vimansanena. What is the meaning there? I will explain. For the meditator who inclines the mind towards the special qualities of the Buddha, so on thing, right? Then there arises more powerful and overacting faith, right? If it goes wrong mean if you pay more attention, right? More attention mean inclines, meditators mind inclines towards the special qualities of the Buddha, so on thing, and there arises more powerful and overacting faith, right? And then it says Satisaya Pavatya Saddadi Balavanjatan Tassa Dhamma Pachya Pachupannadi Vibhagato Yathavato Vimansanena. Then exploration of its that means exploration of the Buddha's conditions and the result of it as it is, right? As it is, you should explore, right? You should explore as it is. Keep it in mind in this way. You should explore as it is the conditions and the result, right? Condition and the result. For example, Pachaya mean the condition, Pachupanna mean the result, right? So condition and the results you should explore. So in this way, reflecting on what is called Dhamma Sabhava Pachavekkana, right? So that's why I explained there. Okay, now they're going to explain more and more clarification in the case of there, right? Actually, for example, how you want to as it is, how you must see. For example, when you see the Buddha's picture or Buddha's statue, and then your Saddha become more powerful and more towards the overactivity level, right? So how you want to go go towards the phenomena as it is, right? Phenomena as it is, even the Buddha, right? Even the Buddha. For example, when you have excessive faith in the Buddha, you should discern four element on the Buddha's image, right? And then then you will see it is composed of multiple kalapas, right? Then discern these kalapas up to their ultimate materiality, and after that you should discern mentality, right? You should discern the mentality that takes the materiality as its object, and then you should discern the mentality and materiality as anicca, dukkha, anatta, so on, vipassana, right? By discerning the phenomenal nature of even the Buddha, right? Even the Buddha, then excessive faith in your mind will disappear, right? So that is the thing. Actually, it says again, not paying attention to the Buddha's quality, you can also reduce your excessive faith. You don't pay attention at that time to the Buddha's qualities. So that is the as it is, right? You should reflect as whenever there arise excessive faith, right? Excessive faith mean it is not balancing now overactivity. At that time, you actually go into the go to practice vipassana. If you are a vipassana meditator, if you do not have still practice vipassana, don't do it like that, right? I mean, to the vipassana meditator only, I told you focus four element in the Buddha's image and then practice accordingly. And then your saddha become again again it become less severe, right? Now let's move to our again. It says in this way, Vakalitera Vattu Chetta Nidasana. I explained this Vakalitera. Vakalitera means Venerable Vakali's story. Here, this is the illustration or the example. Okay, I will tell Venerable Vakali's story because it has not mentioned here. According to the Dhammapada Attakatha, I will explain, right? Venerable Vakali was an example of this overactive faith, right? Venerable Vakali, who fulfilled with his duties through keen faith, right? Keen faith, always like to keep looking at the Buddha, not doing meditation, keep looking at the Buddha, right? Then the Buddha admonished him, saying, "What use is it to you to see the impure body of me?" Like Buddha asked, right? And then Buddha said to him, "Who sees the Dhamma? Who sees me?" Right? If he sees Dhamma, who sees me? This is very important talk about the to the Vakali. Buddha said, and urge him to practice meditation. Right? Actually, he was unable to apply himself to the meditation subject because he didn't do according to the Buddha's admonishment, right? So then what happened? Then Buddha want to give some punishment. Punishment means this is not the punishment like this is the subtle punishment, right? How Buddha act here? When the Buddha went to stay in Vasa, that means Vasa means in the rainy retreat in the Upakatta city, right? Then the Buddha asked him not to come with me to stay in the rainy retreat in Upakatta city, right? And then what happened? So he felt sad and excited, and he wanted to now, because he now think that Buddha Buddha is not like not with intimate relationship with me, and then he wanted to jump down from the vulture's Gijakuta Pabba, the vulture's rock, right? And suicide. This is his mindset. And then the Buddha showed, actually, Buddha now is searching him. Buddha showed himself by his psychic power, Dibba Chakku Jnana, right? It's psychic power, and spread the light. Buddha is in Upakatta city, but Buddha spread the light and created a Buddha, actual Buddha in front of him. Actual Buddha means that is the statue. And then gave this Dhamma talk, right? This Dhamma talk means Pamujja Bahulo Bhikkhu Pasanno Buddha Sasane Adigacche Padan Santang Sankharopa Saman Sukham. Now, what is the meaning? Pamujja Bahulo Bhikkhu Pasanno Buddha Sasane. The monk who is full of ecstasy and believes in the Buddha Sasana, right? Adigacche Padan Santang. He understood penetratively, right? He understood he can reach the peaceful, happy state where he has cessation of formations, right? This is the thing Buddha told, that is a stanza, right? Actually, this what is the cessation of formation in Nibbana. Peaceful, happy state means Nibbana. Santang Padang means Nibbana. So then he get inspired by the word of the Buddha, and he started to develop insight meditation, but as his faith is very strong, he was unable to achieve the bliss of insight knowledge now. And then Buddha knew this and gave another meditation subject, right? Another meditation subject means Buddha gave him meditation after correcting it with the controlling faculties, right? Controlling faculty, because we are in the controlling faculties. Buddha mentioned how you should balance your saddha and the panya, right? And he practiced accordingly, doing hard work day and night. He attained arahantship finally. So this is the Vakkali, right? Venerable Vakkali's story. And I explain a little bit here only because I explained this with very detail while I was doing Anapana section, right? Okay. Then this is the story of the Vakkali. His saddha is overacting. So, but ultimately he got arahantship because why? He get balanced this overactivity saddha. Then again, Sachepana, right? Sachepana, Virindriyam Balavang Hoti, if the Virya or the faculty of Virya effort becomes more powerful, right? More powerful, then what happened? Atha Sadindriyang Adimukha Kichang Katumna Sakoti. Then the faith faculty will not be able to do its work of Adimukha Kicha. Adimukha Kicha means arousing faith, right? Work of arousing faith in a settled way in its object, right? In its object, it cannot be done. It is unable to do the work of arousing the faith, right? So then what happened? Na itarani itara kicha bedang. So the other remaining controlling faculty also will not be able to perform their relevant function. So then what happened? Tasma tang passaddhadi bhavanaya hapetabam. Then what Buddha said? In such case, you should wane overactivity of the effort by developing the enlightenment factors of the tranquility, concentration, and equanimity. So that is what is called saddhadi bhavanaya. Hape tabang. Hape tabang means wane. You should reduce, right? You should reduce your tasma tang pasadadi bhavanaya hape tabang. Bhavanaya means development. So you should develop pasadi, or the tranquility enlightenment factor, and then concentration enlightenment factor, and equanimity enlightenment factor. Three enlightenment factor you should develop, because you are what is the excessive thing is the virya, right? Virya mean, virya mean the effort. Effort is actually related to the Piti Sambojjhaṅgaṃ and Dhammavicayasambojjhaṅgaṃ. Virya, Piti and Dhammavicayasambojjhaṅgaṃ, or the virya, effort Sambojjhaṅgaṃ, or the effort enlightenment factor, and joy enlightenment factor, and the investigation enlightenment factor uh, um, is related to the actually is a one group, right? Is a one group. And in Passaddhi, Samadhi, and Upeka is one group. Sati is the balancing factor, right? Here, Sati is the balancing factor. Altogether, seven things. Seven thing mean, again you see your Virya, Piti, and Dhammavicayasambojjhaṅgaṃ. Those three are the one set. And in other, your tranquility, concentration, and equanimity enlightenment factors are the another group, another set, right? So, but here mindfulness is the most important factor to balance this thing, right? So therefore, Buddha said, whenever you have increased virya, and then your saddha and the other all kind of the faculties, the function of the faculties, you cannot do it in proper way. So what happened then? You should develop your passaddhi, or the tranquility enlightenment factor, your concentration and equanimity enlightenment factor, because those are the other if you pay attention to the PT enlightenment factor and the Dhammavicayasambojjhaṅgaṃ, or the enlightenment factor, then actually your function goes in more wrong way, right? That because those factors cannot give like fuel towards the virya sambojjhaṅgaṃ now. But if you develop your Passaddhi, Samadhi, and Upeka Sambojjhaṅgaṃ, and then only you can actually increase or get balance your virya with the concentration, right? Because virya is another end, concentration is this end. That's the case. Okay. Now they say again, and giving another example, right? In this way. Tatrapi sona teratta vasu vattu dasse tabbang. Here also you should give sona tera vattu, right? Sona teratta vasu dasse tabbang. Tatrapi. Sona tera. I will explain sona teras vattu here also. Dasse tabbang means you should give, right? So you should actually you should give, or in passive voice, if it is say you should it should be illustrated, right? It should be illustrated sona tera vattu. Okay, what is the sona teras vattu? Actually, I will tell. Venerable Sona was a clansman with delicate constitution in the body, right? Very, very delicate constitution in the body. Because of that reason, his soul has some body hair, right? Body hair, because his constitution is very, very delicate, very subtle. So after getting ordained as a monk, he was taught meditation subject by the Buddha, and he went to a cool forest, cool wood, right? Cool forest. Then he thought in this way, my body is so delicate, right? And it is not possible to reach happiness with comfort, right? With comfort. Happiness means the taking the nibbana or reaching to the nibbana. It is not possible to reach the nibbana with comfort. Because of that reason, right? Yeah, and he decided to increase the effort. Therefore, right? Effort or the exertion is how he expand his virya, or how he increase his virya, you know, he meditated in standing position, right? And he meditated only in standing and walking meditation. No sleeping, right? No sitting, no without sitting, without sleeping. He meditated on walking as well as standing meditation. This is the excessive virya, no? This is the because of this excessive walking meditation, ultimately he can't go with the feet, and then he use his knee joints, right? Knee joints to move here and there, and because of that reason, blisters appears on the sole of the feet and in the knee also, right? In the knee also. Then what happened? Actually, that caused him excruciating pain, but he continued to make strong effort in spite of the pain and the thing, but he could not practice up to a state of distinction mean in the meditation with his excessive effort he couldn't attain anything. Even the book says even gives it doesn't give rise to preliminary concentration, right? So then the Buddha visited to the same cool forest monastery and saw a walking path is having blood spot, right? Here and there, blood spot. And ultimately, Buddha knew that these blood spots and the bleeding patches left by Sona. And what happened then? Then the Buddha visited to Venerable Sona and taught him with the simile of the lute, right? Because which he played at home all the time, because he is very familiar to the lute, the music of the lute. And then Buddha corrected him by showing him with the method applying effort evenly, right? Effort evenly with compared with the what called that lute uh, uh, lute wire, right? Lute wire. And then ultimately he get the balance with the virya, right? He applied the effort of the balance, and after working hard for insight meditation, he attained to the arahantship. But that is his case. And actually, because if you have excessive effort, you should balance, right? If you have excessive saddha, you should balance. Otherwise, you cannot attain to the state of distinction, visesa bhava, what is called visesa bhavang in Pali, state of distinction you can't reach. So but if you balance those things, you can reach up to your goal. Keep it in mind. Okay, then let's move to again Atakata evam sese supi ekassa balabhave sati iteresang attano kicchesu asamattata veditabba. That means when one of the rest of the faculties become overactive and strong, incapability of the other faculties should be understood in the same way what we described up to now, right? Visesato panetta saddha panyanam samadhi viryanancha samatang pasansanti. When the meditator has very strong wisdom, right? And very strong wisdom, what happened? Then his other faculties also become less active, right? So therefore, here Buddha's praise, pasansanti mean praise, right? Praise, Buddha praise the balance of faith and the wisdom. Saddha panyanam samatang pasansanti. Saddha panyanam samatang mean you should balance the faith and the wisdom. And samadhi viryanancha samatang pasansanti. And then you should balance concentration and the effort. And again, you should balance the concentration and the wisdom also. So if you do like that, then the Buddha praise you. Balava saddho hi manda panyo mudapasanno hoti. Mudapasanno hoti. You have, when the meditator now actually, meditator has very strong faith, right? Balava saddho and manda panyo. Meditator has very strong faith and feeble in wisdom, right? Feeble in wisdom. Then he become mudapasanno hoti. Mudapasanno mean who believe in foolish person, believes in foolish persons, right? He praises, that means unbelievable object, right? Unbelievable object. Avattusmin pasidati. Pasida mean he believe, he praise avattusmin. Unbelievable object, right? Unbelievable object he believe. He praises. Balava panyo, and then that is the one thing, right? Balava saddho manda panyo, right? That means strong saddha and feeble panya, right? And then other one is balava panyo manda saddho keratika pakkam bhajati. Then what happened to the when the meditator has very strong wisdom and feeble in faith, then he becomes a keratika pakkam bhajati, crafty minded, right? Crafty minded. Behesajja muttitovya, behesajjang utthitovya, right? Behesajja muttitovya rogo ate kiccho hoti. Ate kiccho means very hard to get cure, right? Very hard to get cure. Behesajjang uttitovya rogo. That means it is like a drug created disease that is hard to cure, right? Hard to cure. So then, what happened to those kind of person? That means more panya, less saddha, right? And chittupada matteneva kusalang hotiti atidhavitva danadini akaranto. Akaranto mean danadi, akaranto mean not doing dana, so on kusala thing. Niraye uppajjati. They reborn in the fourfold state. That means this person thinks in this way. This person thinks that wholesome deed, as soon as arises the wholesome deed with just a mindset, right? Then the kusalang hoti. Chittuppada matteneva kusalang hoti. That means he thinks when the wholesome deed arises with just a mindset arises, right? Then the mindset arises to do that, right? When the wholesome deed arises with just a mindset arises to do that. That is wrong, right? That is wrong, because if you do only, right? If there arises mindset, the wholesome mindset, like giving dana like thing, but if you do not do that, then your kusala, no kusala there, no wholesome action there. But he think in this way and he follows the wrong way, therefore. And what happened? Then ati dahavitva danadini akaranto niraye upajjati. Then he follows the wrong way by thinking beyond the limit of the reason. Ati dahavitva means beyond the limit of the reason. He will reborn in the four powerful states, right? Four powerful landscapes. That's the thing. This is, therefore you should keep it in mind and you should do those kind of thing in very correct way. And then again they say in this way, Ubinnang samataya vattusming pasidati. Then when both saddha and panya get balanced, he praises only the Buddha and the other places, because there is a reason for trusting them. Vattusming mean the believable object. Because they are the believable object, and they such kind of person. That means if you get balanced the two things, panya and saddha, then good to you, right? Balava samadhin pana manda viriyam, then the other pair, Balava samadhin pana manda viriyam, samadhissa kosajja pakkatta kosajjang abhibhavati. What will happen when the concentration now actually here you should know one thing, right? One thing mean now it says in this way, concentration samadhissa kosajja pakkatta. That means concentration has a tendency towards the indolence. Kosajja means the indolence, habitual indolence. So when a meditator is having strong concentration and weak effort, indolence overwhelms the mind, right? Indolence overwhelms the mind. Then kosajjang abhibhavati means indolence overwhelms the mind. And then again, balava viriyang manda panyang, right? Balava viriyang manda panyang. Effort has a manda panyang. Viryasa uddacha pakkatta. Uddachang abhibhavati. Viryasa uddachang pakkatta means effort has a tendency towards the restlessness or the agitation, right? So when there is too much effort and very less concentration, the restlessness coming to your mind and which overwhelms the mind, right? That is the meaning here. So samadhi pana viriyena sanyojito kosajje patitum nalabati. And now when concentration cooperate or combine with effort, the mind will not fall into the indolence, right? Habitual indolence. Viriyang samadhina sanyojitang uddache patitum na labati. When the effort combined with the concentration, the mind will not fall into the restlessness, right? So in this way, this pair, tasma tadubayang samangkatabang. So therefore, when these pairs are functionally even, right, or get balanced, well balanced, full absorption occurs, right? Full absorption occurs. Ubaya samatahi appana hoti. You can reach to the absorption concentration if you get balanced this kind of pairs, right? Pairs. And we will finish those things up to the maybe one paragraph. We will finish those paragraph also. Apicha, moreover, samadhi kammikassa balavati pi saddha vattati. Buddha said that, moreover, to the samatayanika vipassana meditator, even a strong faith is useful. Balavati pi saddha vattati. Evang saddhahanto okappento appanang papunissati. And with faith that is rather strong, right? And the meditator will reach full absorption, right? Evan saddhahanto okappento mean with faith that is rather strong. Appanang papunisati. Then the full he will reach the full absorption state. And samadhi kammikassa, samadhi panyadisu, samadhi panyasu. Now then, in the case of second pair, no, samadhi and panya. Third pair, right? Samadhi panyadisu, because first pair is samadhi and saddha and panya. The second pair, virya and samadhi, and then third pair is the samadhi and panya. So in the third pair, samadhi panyadi supana samadhi kammikassa ekaggata balavati vattati. They say among the two faculties, namely samadhi and wisdom, for the samatayanika meditator, because he need to attain jhana, so therefore strong one-pointedness is useful, right? Because why? They explain there. Evang hi so appana papunati, because concentration is the principal thing in absorption, right? With strong one-pointedness, ekaggata, he reached absorption. That's the case, right? Okay, and then vipassana kammikassa. Then samadhi kammikassa finish. Now vipassana kammikassa, pure insight meditator. For the pure insight meditator, panya balavati vattati. The pure insight meditator, strong wisdom is very much suitable, right? Panya balavati vattati. Evan he, so lakkana pativedang papunati. When wisdom is strong, he arrives at the Lakkana Pativedam, mean he arrives at the penetration of the characteristic of phenomena, Lakkana Pativeda. And again they say, Ubinnam pana samatayapi appana hoti eva. Ubinnam mean concentration and wisdom. If the concentration and wisdom get balanced, appana hoti eva. Then the absorption comes to be, right? And satipana sabbatta balavati vattati. What is the, now we just discuss about 4 factors. What are they? They are the Saddha, Panya, and Virya and Samadhi, right? And then what happened to the mindfulness? So Satipanna, Sabbatta Balavati Pivattati. Then mindfulness actually is meant a lot everywhere, right? Everywhere. Therefore, meditators should always desire mindfulness, right? So again they say in this way, Satipanna Sabbatta Vattati, Balavati Vattati, Satihi Chittang Uddacha Pakikanang Saddhaviriya Panyanang Vasena Uddacha Patato Rakati. That means, what is the meaning? Satihi Chittang Uddacha Pakikanang Sati Virya Panyanang Vasena Uddacha Patato Rakati. And Kosajja Pakikena Cha Samadhina Kosajja Patato Rakati. What is this meaning? Indeed, mindfulness protects the mind from falling into the restlessness, stemming from faith, effort, and the wisdom, right? And mindfulness protects or guards the mind from falling into the intolerance stemming from concentration, right? And therefore, mindfulness is like they're gonna explain another. Mindfulness is like what mindfulness they explain with the similes. Tasma sa lona dupanang viya sabya banjanesu. So therefore this lona dupanang mean that is the salt, right? Salt. Now therefore the mindfulness is like flavor of salt which is in all curries, right? Sabya banjanesu mean which is in all curries. If you put in the salt, so the salt is the like mindfulness, right? And Sabba Kammika Amachovia. Sabba Raja Kichesu Sabbatta Ichitabba. The another example also. Sabba Kammika Amachovia mean that is like the Prime Minister is wanted in every business of the king. Sabba Raja Kichesu. In every business of the king, king needs this Prime Minister. So that is the thing. They are in such a way that your mindfulness is everywhere. Everywhere, I mean, elsewhere it is mental art, right? So that's the thing. Everywhere, I mean, when balance, right? For example, when you want to balance your virya and samadhi, then mindfulness is the act here. And when you want to balance your faith and the wisdom, then mindfulness is the case, right? Therefore, sabbat, mindfulness is sabbat balavati vattati. Mindfulness is mental latin elsewhere. Okay, and again they say, Saticha pana tenaha, therefore it is said in this way, Saticha pana sabbatika buddha bhagavata kinkarana. They say because of that reason, the commentators made the following sentences in this way. Mindfulness is mental latin elsewhere. For what reason? Right? King Karna. For what reason? Chittang hi satipati saranam. Because of this reason. What is the reason? Indeed, the mind is helped up by the mindfulness. Right? Chittang hi satipati saranam. Mind is helped up by the mindfulness, right? And again they say arakka pachupattana cha sati. What is the pachupattana or the manifestation? Mindfulness has protection itself, it as its manifestation, right? As its manifestation, arakka pachupattana. And again, vina satya chittas paggaha niggaho hoti. And actually there is no exerting paggaha, right? There is no exerting niggaha, restraining, right? There is no exerting, there is no restraining of mind, paggaha, niggaha, vinasatya, without mindfulness, right? Because of without mindfulness, there is no exerting of the mind, there is no restraining of the mind, right? So that is you should know this thing. And then let's move to another kind of duppanya puggala parivajjana. What is the duppanya puggala parivajjana? Nama kandadi duppanya puggala parivajjana mean avoiding the ignorant one. No, avoiding the ignorant one is what it says. Nama kandadi bede anogalha panyanam dummeda puggalanam araka parivajjanam. What is the keeping far away from foolish people? Araka parivajjana mean far away from the foolish people. Dummeda puggala mean foolish people. Anolgaha panya, not grounded in the practical knowledge of the exploration of the five aggregate and the like phenomena, right? So ogal mean they grounded on the five aggregate, so on phenomena, but they anogal mean not grounded in the practical knowledge, right? And the other thing, Panyavanta Puggala Sevana Nama. What is the meaning of Panyavanta Puggala Sevana Nama? That means association with the wise one. What is the wise people meaning? Sama Panyasa Lakkana Parigahikaya Udayabhaya Panyaya Samannagata Puggala Sevana. That is the actually the meaning of association with wise people is companionship with people with knowledge of arising and passing away, right? Arising and passing away through discerning all 50 characteristics of the arising and passing away of aggregate and their causes, right? Aggregate and their causes. I explained those things in the case of Ayatana Pabba. And with this 50 kinds of discerning. Okay, one day I will give some draft and I will provide you. And then again, Gambira Jnana Charya Pachavekkana. What is the meaning of Gambira Jnana Charya Pachavekkana? That means reflecting on the profound differences of the profound process of aggregate so on. What is the meaning? That is the Kandadisu Pavattaya Gambira Panyaya Pabeda Pachavekkana is the analytical reflection by means of profound insight knowledge, right? Analytical reflection. That is the analytical reflection towards the profound insight knowledge, right? And Tadati Muttata Nama, what is the inclination towards the Dhammavicayasambojjhaṅgaṃ, or the inclination towards the enlightenment factor of the investigation of Dhamma is Thana Nisajjadisu. Thana means sitting, right? Nisajja mean Thana mean the standing, Nisajja mean the sitting. So on for postures. Dhammavicayasambojjhaṅgaṃ samutthapanattam ninna pona pabbhara cittata. That means inclination towards the enlightenment factors of the investigation Dhamma is, the mental status inclining, tending and sloping towards the purpose of bringing this enlightenment factor about in every four postures, right? Every four postures. Evam uppannassa panasa arahat maggena bhavanaya paripuri hoti iti pajanati. In this way, he understands that, the meditator understands that a recent enlightenment factors of the investigation of Dhamma is fulfilled and developed through Arahant path knowledge, right? Path knowledge. He knows this thing. Because if you reach up to the Udayabhaya Jnana, like so on thing, those things, how those things attain, but mean Buddha's teaching, it include in the Buddha's teaching, right? So now we finish some this Dhammavicayasambojjhaṅgaṃ. Now we took 2 hours to describe this thing, right? Anyway, now let's stop this Dhamma desana in this way, and we will share merits with this stanza. Idamme punyang asavakkaya vahang hotu. Idamme punyang nibbana sapaccayo hotu. Mama punyang bhagang sabbe sattanam bhajemi. Te sabbe me samang punyang bhagang labhantu. Buddha sasanang chiram tithatu. Buddha sasanang chiram tithatu. Buddha sasanang chiram tithatu. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.